Now, you also mentioned, and this is something I really, really appreciate about you, is that Marvel or someone made mention that the fans don't want to see the X-Men stories. They want to see new original stories that the Disney Marvel has come up with it. And you said,
No.
"Shut up." Like that.
I just, I'm a huge X-Men fan, and I was very intent when I was hiring for the show that anybody who joins this show has to be a fan. I did not subscribe to what Nate Moore talked about of that it's somehow a bad thing to have fans making these projects. Maybe in the 90s and 80s, maybe it was
Mhm.
the fans didn't have access to filmmaking knowledge and craft and all that stuff. But now you do have plenty of massive fans of so many nerdy things who are also highly qualified craftspeople in the making of TV and film. So that adage just doesn't make sense to me anymore. But what ended up happening is, you hire a bunch of fans, they may have in their head the vision of the show that they wish you were making.
Mhm.
And when you are the executive producer and showrunner, it is your show. And I don't mean to say that from a place of ego. It's my ass on the line. I'm the
Yeah.
one who opens to the studio and to
You're the
fans.
captain.
Yeah, I would use Star Trek very often as a metaphor of like, I
Mhm.
don't like to seal the bulkheads and leave people behind sometimes, but that's what you do for the you say
Right.
because
Right.
your job is larger than just protecting engineering or teleporter or whatever. And there were individuals who felt that the comic should be left behind, and they want to put their imprint on it. And
Mhm.
while I can be accused of doing the same, I also knew I trusted my gut and my fandom of X-Men that I would do it right by fans as well.
Right.
And when you have a vision for something, it can be very difficult because the point of a vision is that you see it and maybe others don't until it's on its feet. And
Right.
I had a lot of great collaborators on the show. Overwhelming majority of people on this show were so in lockstep and so supportive. And I cannot sing their praises enough in their ability to help me get this across the finish line against some really bad apples, is how I would put it. Who, some because of my skin color, some because of my race, some just because I had muscles and they would make fun of me for it, did not believe that I could also be an intelligent writer who could shepherd a series like X-Men across the finish line. And it was just a daily battle every day of microaggressions and just constantly not having, because I don't play that game, of feeling that I had to
Mhm.
prove myself or earn respect for individuals who, I'm sorry, I don't need to earn your respect. I have this seat for a reason. I'm sitting in the chair for
Right.
a reason. If you don't,
Working 4 times as hard for a quarter of the
yeah,
respect.
and if you don't see that, then I saw one report. Someone left the show, quit. Yeah, there were people who quit because they didn't like working with me. Yes, that happens. That's what happens. I've worked for people who I didn't like working with, and what I do is I don't say it's a them problem. I say it's a me problem, and I leave.
It's a
Like,
chemistry issue. It's a chemistry issue.
it's yeah, and like
And
I've always told people, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I don't
Mhm.
strive to be everybody's cup of tea. I am who I am. You're gonna love me. You're gonna hate me. Or you may be indifferent. I love people who are indifferent about me, because then that's no expectations whatsoever. I don't have to live up
Right.
down to any expectation. But what I insist upon is a base degree of respect, and when I don't get that, I just don't have time because fans don't care about the behind the scenes quarrels and rivalries. They don't care about ego. They don't. They just want a good product. And quite frankly, we are enormously privileged to do what we do in Hollywood.
Yes. Yes. I
And
completely believe that.
and if we don't see that our goal at the end of the day is to make that person's $12.99 subscription to Disney Plus worth it, and to take them out of what is, quite frankly, a really hard time for anybody. I don't care what stripe you are.
Yeah.
That's a job. It's
Yeah.
and that was always on my mind. That was always it was to make a show that spoke to people and made people feel things and made people feel empathy and made people feel connected to each other. And if you were on the show and you were getting in the way of that, then sorry, you don't belong here.
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!